Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Tuesday, November 22nd, 2011. There's a lot to cover, so let's get right into the charts here. First, we're going to start off with the S&P 500 E-mini futures. You'll see they are trading down about $3.25. Markets are coming under a little bit of pressure this morning. The U.S. dollar index is also making a slight move higher off the lows of the day. Still negative, but has rallied up a little bit. And you can see when the dollar moves higher, the markets start to move lower. It's really just that cut and dry. The dollar is still remaining pretty solid at the moment, although it is down on the futures by about 3 pennies today. But nonetheless, dollar has made a little bit of a move since 6 o'clock. And sure enough, you can see the S&P 500 E-mini futures have really been selling off since about 6 o'clock in the morning. So we'll see how this all plays out and shakes out. It's going to be another volatile session. The stories out of Europe are coming out fast and furious. It looks like Spanish short-term debt auction was held, and yields are starting to move up a little bit. That's short-term notes as well, so that is not a positive for Europe, and that's going to put Europe under more pressure. And we'll just see how this all plays out going forward. Traders should continue to watch the dollar. Remember, the dollar is not proportional, but it is reactionary. Therefore, if the dollar moves lower, the markets will move higher. If the dollar moves higher, the markets will come down and move lower. Okay, we just had GDP announced at 8:30 just a couple of minutes ago, and it looks like GDP for the quarter came in at, I believe, 2%. It's a pretty weak number overall, but that's just what it is. And again, I have a hard time seeing GDP grow at all, but nonetheless, they put up a number of 2%. And, the market is reacting very, very lackluster at the moment. Again, there's this super committee talk. It has not affected the U.S. credit rating, so we have to watch that closely. Again, I don't think anything gets done in Washington. When has it ever? So we'll see how that all plays out. But there are measures that will kick in, supposedly to cut the deficit. But again, those measures are a little bit skewed, and it's just fuzzy math. But here we are, and let's just take a look at a few other things in the market. Let's start with gold. You're going to see the GLD today is trading a little bit off the morning highs, but it is still positive nonetheless. Looks like GLD closed right around 163.50 yesterday, trading at 164. So you're getting a little pop in gold today. Also, the USO, which is U.S. Oil Fund, you can see that is trading around $37.67. Yesterday it closed at $37.59. So you're getting a slight little pop there as well. And spot crude, I believe, is trading higher by about 60 cents at the moment. So oil is up just a little bit, trading around $97.57 a barrel, and that's West Texas crude. So we're getting a little pop in gold, little pop in oil, but nothing really earth-shattering or dramatic to the upside. And the futures continue to be under a little bit of pressure, now trading down about 4 points. Here's a couple stocks that I see in the news that are moving this morning. One is Netflix. Everybody knows the stock. Looks like they did a capital raise yesterday, but it's a pretty ugly offering, or an ugly way of trying to raise capital. So we have to watch that stock pretty closely. It is trading down. I really don't see much of a reason to really own Netflix. If the stock does close below the low of $74.25, and that was the low made on October 25th, likely the stock is headed lower. So that's where we are now, trading around $70. We're below that level, and ultimately the stock looks like it wants to go lower. I don't really see any real reason to own it or get in front of this declining ship at the moment. Let's take a look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA yesterday was very, very strong. The stock rallied up on news that Apple was going to use its chips, and continues to hold steady today. NVIDIA, if it can get through the $15.25 level, the stock actually has room to move up towards the 15.75 to 16 level. So very, very good outside day for NVIDIA. Strong move, and we'll see if it has any follow through today. The stock does look strong on the charts at the moment, though. Let's take a look at this Focus Media Group. FMCN is the ticker symbol. This was a report yesterday came out saying that the company is somewhat of a scam. Today, the company is trading around $16.78, so it is getting a little bit of a bid off yesterday's lows. You can see here, yesterday traded down here. Be careful with this one. So far, a lot of these Chinese companies have been noted to be somewhat a little bit on the shady side, and you have to be a little bit careful with this. Okay, let's take a look at Hewlett Packard, HPQ. Ticker symbol there. Stocks trading at $26.44. Closed at $26.86. Company had earnings yesterday, supposedly better than expected, but the market's reaction was initially good and then it sold off. So be careful with HPQ. I don't see really anything there. The stock has a ton of support around $24. If it did trade down to that level, I'm not sure it gets there. But that's what you'd have to watch for. So be careful of the downside at this point. We're going to leave it there today, short and sweet, simply because this market is very, very volatile. Everything seems to be trading with the overall stock market indexes, and that's what we got to follow pretty closely. Okay, so once again, watch that dollar chart. Whatever the dollar is doing, most likely the overall stock market is doing the opposite. And that's probably the most important thing to follow at the moment. There'll still be a lot of news coming out of Europe, and let's be a little bit patient and take it real cautious at the moment. Okay, with that said, everybody, have a great trading day, and we'll see you all in the chat room at 9:30. Take care now.